What is going on, everyone? My name is Jason, and this is the new iPad Air. So this is the new iPad Air, Apple's newest iteration of their mid-range tablet. And not only is this an absolute beauty, it's an incredibly capable and fun to use device. Now I've got the feeling that this is going to be one of the most popular gifts this holiday season, and I've been testing out the new iPad Air for about a week now. So today I thought I'd put together a review going over what I've been enjoying the most so far with this tablet, and at the end I'm going to go over a very important factor on whether or not it's the right one for you. Now before we jump into this review, if you're new here, I'm basically the guy who tests out the newest and most popular tech out there before you buy them, to make sure that you're informed and don't make any purchasing mistakes. That said, would really appreciate it if you give this video a thumbs up, it really helps me out. And of course, if you want to stay up to date with all the coolest tech devices and toys, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on anything. And quick question for you guys, Apple went pretty ham with the colors this year. Which new iPad color do you think is the best? Curious to get your thoughts, let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments down below. So first, let's do a really quick unboxing. Once you open up the box, you have the iPad itself wrapped in this protective covering. We'll set that aside for 1 second. Beneath that, you have your standard paperwork and Apple stickers. And despite Apple's bold endeavor to save the planet, this iPad does come with a 20-watt USB-C power adapter, as well as a USB-C to USB-C charging cable. Now back to the iPad itself, let's take the plastic covering off and jump right into the first thing I love about this tablet, and that's the new design. Well, new is probably not the best term here because let's face it, this very much looks like a version of the iPad Pro, and even though it may not have a ton of originality, I'm not going to complain because this form factor is amazing. The machined aluminum frame is beautifully put together, and the industrial flat edges around the frame gives the iPad a much more refined, premium look and feel. I mean, it really does look like a precision cut slab of aluminum, and I love that it has this matte finish all the way around. The Wi-Fi version only weighs 1 pound, so it's extremely comfortable to have in your hands and use. And with the removal of the home button, you get this eye-pleasing symmetrical bezel around the display, giving you a very generous 10.9 inches of screen real estate, and a relatively comfortable and not overly clunky form factor. Now I went with the new green color and I do like it, but no lie, it is a bit pale. Full transparency, I kinda wish I went with space gray. I miss the stealthiness of that particular finish, but Apple did do a decent job with these new colors. Overall, if you currently don't own a new iPad Pro, this is a major leap forward in terms of physical design, and at the end of the day, I am glad Apple decided to go with something they knew people would enjoy, even if it is kind of playing it safe. Okay, the second thing I've been loving about the new iPad Air are some of the key hardware improvements. First, let's talk a little bit more about that display. It's a 10.9-inch LED panel, coming in at a respectable resolution of 2360 by 1640. I mean, it's nothing groundbreaking for 2020 standards, but it's a solid screen that makes for a great user experience. It's fully laminated so you don't get that awful air gap like you do on the base model iPad. It comes equipped with anti-reflective coating, it supports a P3 color gamut, and consuming HD content on this thing is pretty fantastic. Now it does have a standard 60Hz refresh rate, which is kind of a bummer because Apple's ProMotion 120Hz displays are pretty dope, but to me it's understandable that this feature be exclusive to the iPad Pros, as Apple has to do something to differentiate between the two models. What really seems to have carried over from the Pros though are the speakers, and man, they are awesome. You get stereo speakers built into each side of the device, and they provide very loud, full, and symmetrical sound that makes content consumption so much better. You also get the nice magnetic connector on the side of the frame for something like an Apple Pencil. And yes, the new iPad Air does support the 2nd generation Apple Pencil, which is awesome. And I love that this is now the 2nd version of the iPad that's equipped with USB Type-C. Plus, it also has Apple's new smart connector built into the frame, so you can actually use accessories like the new Magic Keyboard with the iPad Air, which opens up an entirely new door from a user experience standpoint. Now, one of the newest things Apple's debuted on this tablet is their new Touch ID system, which is now embedded in the home button. Now, I'm a huge fan of Face ID, so I am kind of sad that it's not here, but I have to say, Apple did a really good job with this new biometric security system. The setup is familiar and super easy to do, and it authenticates really fast. It is refreshing having Touch ID unlock and automatically open the home page, and it's a great solution that allows this way better screen-to-body ratio. Now the new iPad Air does come with a 12-megapixel rear camera that honestly is pretty good. Personally, I think the only time I would use it though is to scan documents, but it is quite capable if you want to be that guy taking photos with this thing. The front-facing camera is also okay, not as good as the one on the rear, but totally acceptable for FaceTime or Zoom calls. All in all, this iPad really comes together to be quite a robust hardware package, and outside of a few features, it's really close to what the Pro models bring, which is great to see. Okay, the last thing I love about the new iPad Air is the performance and the overall user experience. With Apple's newest tablet packing the powerhouse A14 Bionic chip, it really does put itself right up there with the Pro models when it comes to performance. You'll get a buttery smooth experience when navigating around apps and consuming content. Multitasking and using split screen is a walk in the park. Spec-intensive gaming is also a piece of cake and actually really enjoyable on this thing. And for all you creatives, you really can use this iPad as a solid content creating machine, and you'll be surprised at how well it performs. The latency when using a stylus is not going to be as low as the Pros with their higher refresh rate displays, but it's pretty smooth here, and it's great for those who prefer a more hands-on type of experience. Now I personally love using this to edit my thumbnails for my videos, and it can handle high-resolution photo editing with no problems. The battery life has also been really good so far. I'm getting about 2 days of battery with moderate use, and the standby time is ridiculously good on this thing. And really, with the new iPad Air, it's the combination of areas in which this tablet excels in performance that makes this device ultra versatile. If you want the ultimate content consuming experience, this will give you that. If you want a mobile gaming setup that will handle the most demanding games, again, this will give you that. Or if you're looking for a device to be your ultimate creative tool, this will give you that. Now, I don't think you're going to meet many people that require all of the above, but it is great to know that it can cater to all those purposes in this one beautifully complete package. Okay, so the new iPad Air is pretty great, and that sentiment is only made more pronounced as this tablet starts at a fairly reasonable $599. Considering how close this is to the current Pro lineup, and given that the 11-inch iPad Pro starts at $799, it would seem almost stupid to go for the Pro. And 90% of the time I would agree with that, but here's something really important to keep in mind. The $599 base model iPad Air only comes with 64GB of storage. Now honestly, given that this is a tablet, I'm sure many can be fine with that size, but if you're looking to use this iPad for something like editing high-res videos or photos, storage size can quickly become an issue. And if you want to upgrade, Apple makes you jump to 256GB of storage, and the price balloons to $749. Now the base model $799 11-inch iPad Pro comes standard with 128GB of internal storage, so if you can live with that size, the extra $50 for a ProMotion display, more RAM, and a LiDAR sensor seems pretty worth it. So based on the type of user you are and what you're looking for, keep storage size and price in mind, because it can in some circumstances make better sense to go with the Pro rather than the Air. But again, outside of that, the base model iPad Air is going to be totally fine for most, and it's a fantastic overall package, and I've thoroughly been enjoying mine. What do you guys think of Apple's newest tablet? Do you think it totally takes the luster away from the current Pro lineup? Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments down below. Okay, that's about it for this review. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up if you guys found it useful. Again, it really helps me out. If you guys have any questions about the new iPad Air, leave them down in the comments, and I'll be sure to get to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.